Cat here. I can think this one later. Yeah. Sorry. Sure. We'll wait until Pat's here to do the first one, the memorandum of understanding. It's just the Fair Board contracts. So that way everyone knows what the Fair Board wants and what the city wants. You guys are all on the same page. Pat had some words on it, like if something catastrophic happened, if the water heater burst for a reason, we don't expect the Fair Board to take care of it. He wants all of that sort of in writing or understood. So he'll be in hopefully soon to do that. So let's get the first page. The next one, the next 3 pages are proposals for the shelter house roof. Because a large swath of the tiles are coming off, we need this. Look at the shelter house replacing the tiles.
It was all in yesterday.
Yeah.
What we're gonna call them about,
Adjuster.
yeah, and adjuster coming out looking at it.
I can do that tomorrow morning. Yeah. An adjuster.
So most policies are now, which I've just learned, because we just had a roof. So it's more like the total cost. So it's like trade-in value for your roof.
Right,
It won't be like for the whole.
right, and that's what it's been for a long time. I'm just surprised that they won't send an adjuster out until we get bids.
No, we had the adjuster come out first. We told him what roofing company we were working with. And then the roofing company came out the same day that they came, were together out there just looking after us.
I can talk to the insurance to see about an adjuster.
Like, I don't wanna slow things down, but I also like don't wanna present them with a bid and they're like, yeah, we're not doing that, you know. Sorry, that's me. It's truly something with, so.
So we can title this.
We can talk about these, we have a good
What you're,
idea.
but what you're saying is that they won't give you the full coverage on it.
No, they'll only give you,
They're gonna give you.
yeah,
You're
so
gonna
like,
be responsible for
Yeah.
some of it.
so like,
Yeah.
yeah, they gave us about half.
Yeah, because it's based on the age of your roof, I think.
It was, and our roof was at its end. I mean, like, we might have fudged
So
it.
the wind tore yours up too.
The
wind tore yours up too.
hail mostly. We didn't know it was that bad until like they just was like, yeah, this is pretty bad.
Okay. That's fine. It's just every time I call somebody, I don't get calls back later.
I can call them if you want me to.
Well, if we're looking at, I mean,
But who did you say this one? Have been asking already.
Yeah. Jay Gaskell's called me about 3 times.
Yeah, I'm not going with that.
For what one?
I would not go with
I
it.
would not go with
In the
it.
shelter house?
Yeah, just for the shelter house.
No.
I would not go with it
Well,
for the simple fact.
That's,
No.
you guys are all entitled to your opinions, but just because somebody says I'm not going with them, we still have to consider it because it has to go to like the entire council to vote it.
Well, I'm just saying I wouldn't go with him because I got a bid for this and it was $750 more was my bill.
Right.
So I'm just saying I don't think his bids are accurate.
So his for the shelter house. Shingles, gutter. Is 20,000.
I say, why is there such a difference between L and Ls, and is there more going in with L and Ls?
So if we're looking at just the shelter house, that's if you do metal.
The metal is
So if we go back in with shingles,
Oh, and L&L is shingles. Isn't that heritage shingles? Yeah, heritage shingles.
They're Titan shingles, so which cap, yeah. 40 year.
But if you go with metal, you should be pretty set, shouldn't you?
I would have insurance involved in that because if it gets damaged in a storm, they're not replacing it. That is what we were told when we were doing ours. Like the insurance will not replace a metal roof. Like that's your one and done.
So I say let's go with insurance. Hold tight on these, and if we need to have a special meeting in the next week to make a decision and move on, can we do that?
at least these, I'll take them a range if they have any questions.
That work?
Well, here's a question for everybody. Because the shingles versus metal brings up a whole other situation. So, do we want to still continue to think about metal, knowing that if a storm does come and messes it up,
I would just confirm that with them, but like hail damage, what we were told is they'll replace they'll redo your shingles and stuff if
Right.
there's hail damage,
Right.
but if you went with a metal roof,
Right.
they're not.
so we would be 20,000. It would cost us probably about 10,000 more to go with the shingle, with the metal roof, than the shingle roof. And if something happens, say 2-3 years from now, damages that metal roof, we're going to be out another $20,000 to replace the metal roof. Where if we put shingles on it, something comes through 2 to 3 years, damages it, we go back on our insurance and we get it paid for. So
Do you want to ask Jake for a quote for shingles?
He has shingles on here. The second line, I know.
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
it is shingles.
so his
There's
with
different
shingles
bids
is
on there.
Oh,
12,000.
okay.
His with shingles is 12,916,
Right.
and you got L&L's with
Okay,
shingles
my
is
bad.
9,500.
Okay.
So if you want to talk apples to apples, that's what you're talking.
But I'm not super impressed with the way it is written, only because it doesn't like. Are we comparing apples to apples? Because I don't know what a class 3 shingle is compared to what L&L put on here for their like they're very specific with what you're getting. So
Well, I think that goes to her
That's
point.
going to my point,
In
yeah.
that when he quotes, and I've heard this from other sources too, that when he quotes, he makes it a very overbroad quote because then there's room for it didn't include this, it didn't include that. So I think yes, if we go back and say, hey, we want more specifics on that. What type of shingles? What brand are you using? What's the life expectancy of the shingle? Get that kind of information, then we have it on a better apple to apple basis.
Well, and I would also like, when he did work at our house, there was additional work that he told us about, but then didn't put it in the bid, and then he's like, well, I don't remember saying that.
Well, and I mean,
So I'm just saying he needs to be very detailed, like you're saying, because he'll just come back and be like,
well, and our budget's not going to be. I mean, we can't. If he comes
Well,
back
yeah.
and says, "Well, it's going to be double
well,
that,"
that's what I'm
well,
saying,
yeah,
that's what happened. I
That's
would
when you're going to
trust-
get into a match that you don't want to get into.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust him unless it's very detailed like this, like, I don't know.
So if we go back to him and say we want more detailed,
yeah, but that's why you have to have a contract too. Like our roofer, I don't know if you guys did, but our roofer, we had a contract and
For
it
roofing,
like
we
was
did.
set like
yeah,
this is what we're
Oh,
doing.
no, he didn't do
This
my
is what
roof.
we did. Right.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is like
Yes.
going into
You
this,
have to
like
sign it, yes.
I understand
contract needs
that,
to be very specific.
but we're talking about a quote too that needs to be specific
This is
too.
just an estimate, yeah.
Yeah.
Because for like just a project, you usually don't sign off on it. You just
Right.
roofing. Yes, if there's always usually the contract.
So just a more detailed bit.
Basically, just have him provide what.
I just
no,
would like to see what we're
wording.
comparing here.
Yeah.
For you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I
I
know
mean,
we don't
metal-
have it ready to go, but I like
metal would look nicer, I think too. But
it fades.
longevity.
So like we have a metal roof on our garage and it was supposed to be I don't know 20 or 30 whatever and it looks terrible.
Really?
The color it's terrible.
so we need to think. That's just things we need to think about.
Oh, look at the blue building.
Well, yeah.
I know.
mean,
A metal
true.
roof. is gonna do the
How
same
old
thing.
is that?
Old.
Yeah.
It was rebuilt in 70 or in 83 after the 20.
After the
80.
After the 21st one down. And then rebuilt after the 20.
So that blue metal wall outside is from 83?
83.
Gosh, dang.
Yes, can't really complain about too much. That's 20 years.
No, it's 40 years old.
42.
Like,
Just the first building, over half of it was taken down. They tore it all the way down. It's the original concrete that they put in the structure.
that's interesting.
Okay, so getting a hold of insurance, getting a more detailed bid from Jake Gaskell, and we'll come back to those. Right?
Yeah. Okay. But I know we need to move on it because it's just getting worse.
I said one thing about the putting all metal on that shelter house. You got somebody up there that's using that shelter house and the rain comes in. Or you guys are having some, it's so loud, you can't
Loud.
build it.
Yeah, it's loud.
Yeah,
I mean, that's just, you go into a farm shed, and just, oh, look, it's so loud with the rain or rain.
We just
Yeah.
put one, we just put a deck
That's
on it
something
and
to
covered
think
it.
about for a community shelter house.
yeah.
It is very loud.
Good point, though. Something to think about.
And I think we had metal put in there just to kind of like compare, like just to see what it would be. I don't know, personally, I'm looking towards the shingles,
I go with shingles.
but we'll see. Okay, so we go back to the,
Memorandum and Pat's here, so we can go through if.
The MOU.
Yes, please.
Okay. Well, I mean, we had this contract that was presented last year, just a few weeks before the fair. I guess that's where we are now, maybe not even a few, but apparently it had been the same agreement had been used year after year, with no changes. And so just the attempt here was to take more or less what we had in that old agreement and put it into a form that makes it continue year after year. It's got plenty of notice that either side can cancel it. I put 6 months in there because if either side's going to cancel, plans have to be made. It would be fair to them to cancel in June or something, and they couldn't find any other place to have it, and vice versa. There's one concern I have with the agreement. That is the old agreement says essentially, if something bad happens to the facilities during the time when the fair board has control, it's their problem. They have to fix it. And of course, it doesn't specify, it doesn't distinguish between light bulbs burning out. Okay, that's not a big deal. And the electrical panel having a short, or getting struck by lightning even, or
right,
major capital expenditure type problems that might occur. I haven't changed that in here, but that could be added. But we sort of, in the discussion, I thought we had some consensus maybe that we should revisit how we deal with those more serious issues if they come up during the fair. And then someone also pointed out that we have persistent problems with sewer and the toilets in the blue building during that week, but it's because that's when they get the most use. I mean, maybe as much that week as they get the rest of the year to fly. Anyway, that was my attempt to try to take the agreement that we had and get it into a format that didn't have to come back and get it signed every year.
I feel like, are you talking like under number 5, that first bullet?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. 'Cause I don't think it should all be on the fair board.
Oh,
and I think some of it has to kind of do with like the situation surrounding the problem. You know what I mean? Like if a light bulb burns out, I don't.
We're not, yeah, like we wouldn't
Like,
tell you. Like,
No, if a light bulb breaks,
Yeah, if it's shorts or
yeah,
something,
like,
yeah.
or something flies up and hits something and breaks it. So that's kind of different. Same with like the faucets and the toilets and I mean,
It was a bad deal last year.
I get it if, patron of the fair is in there pulling on the sink and rips it off the bowl. I get that, fair board
Right.
should have to go. But the sewer backing up, the toilet's not flushing, and then we had a lady that spent probably 30 hours of her life plunging. And well, it's working when you got it, it's not a problem. It's with what we got last year. I understand there's a lot of advice on the city council and new superintendent. Hopefully we can work together a lot better.
who came out?
Hey, we'll be here again tomorrow. So hopefully, at least the toilet situation will get fixed. The big sink, huh? Will most likely be getting new toilets in there, high flow toilets.
We're next week.
So it'd be Thursday, tomorrow. The big sink that looks like it's pulling off the wall isn't. It's firmly attached. The little sink's the real problem. Look right behind it probably. So they're gonna cut away some drywall tomorrow. We're gonna try and get it to where once they get it in, I'm gonna go in there and re-drywall behind it to just make it look presentable for the fair, and then I'll go back in and we'll end up having to put new sheetrock in probably after the fair. But and then they're gonna tighten up the lawn, big sink, because there's a big adjustable rod that'll pull it back out.
Okay. So that would be an easy fix then. Good deal.
I stopped up there last week and he was over looking at it. I said, so I just walked in and asked him what he was finding. He goes, no, it looks like the sink's never been adjusted. That's a simple fix. And he said, you know, these are household toilets instead of industrial toilets. Which, I mean, I don't remember what year the fair board added on they paid to add on the bathrooms. It used to just be one toilet, one sink in there. And that was kind of, I was a young kid when I done that, so, but, you know, they went the cheap route and put the household toilets in instead of industrial toilets and stuff like that, so. That probably, some of that falls back on, or what they should have done it better back then. Megan and I wasn't on there. Most of them that are on there.
What happened?
Well, I think, and I think, you know, really when you look back at this, I mean, it's not only, it's going to help you guys out tremendously,
Hopefully,
but it's also going to help the city out in renting that building, you know, to make sure that we have reliable toilets and we have fake sinks that don't look like they're hanging off ready to fall on you and all that. I mean, it's going to be, the aesthetics is going to be greatly improved, as well as the functionality of the toilets in the whole bathroom. So,
and last that's the issue. That's just the issue. I don't think that
Yeah.
fixes it.
And
I
that,
really hope
that probably
fixes
wouldn't have
it.
30 years ago since any major work was done on that, 30, 35.
well, we're worried about the lines too. Underneath.
That's what I'm saying. I'm hoping that the toilets are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause I don't think, you know, I wasn't old enough to remember whether they
That's the other thing too. They're
made all new lines to the sewer or whether they just tapped in the existing line that's there, whether it's clay tile.
That's what they're going to find out with Kate's.
They,
Yeah.
I didn't know if that was like flushing stuff. So you got up there.
But yeah, if that could
Will they camera the
hopefully.
lines?
I'll talk. Yeah, I'll talk to them. They get here at 10. I got a whole day, so
That'd be good if they.
just the two that were back. That's the only two I have to look at.
That'd be awesome.
On the ticket for in the future. That'll be solved then.
Yeah, I think that one definitely does need to be wrote to some extent. I don't know how it should be wrote, but Fair Board should not be responsible for. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, probably you could keep the maintain, but probably not the repair. I mean, would that be a simple fix? Because they shouldn't have to repair anything, right? Unless it's
I was
unless
gonna say, unless it's negligent.
it's
but,
you know, like you said,
I mean,
someone like
we
pulled on
understand
or something.
things happen,
Maybe we
you
put
know,
that. Maybe that's the
several
word.
hundred people going through there, like.
Negligence is a good word.
That's the yeah, that's what we need to put in there. That you know,
Toilet not flushing, somebody get out of it, break the back of it. I mean, that's,
Yeah.
I feel that should be on there.
But when the toilets aren't flushing, it's.
yeah, then
Yeah.
it's not on you. Just negligence is not gonna, you know, that if there's negligence on.
And you guys have insurance, right? So if
Yes, it's coming. It's coming.
So if it's a major incident, you know what I mean? There's insurance to
Yeah.
help repair things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we have two porta potties. We're trying to be a little proactive on it, so we have two porta potties coming to me and a wash station in front. But most people want to be in the air conditioner, so we have got like.
And last Friday, Adam had those bathrooms looking so good. He has scrubbed and those bathrooms, they look good.
Thank you. very much.
So, yes.
And that's about it. I mean, there hasn't been no stuff you do.
It's been neglected.
I know one of your concerns was if they had to close the toilets. Would it be possible during the fair, like on the weekends, to open up this building for toilets? Is that something we've ever done before either?
So really, I don't know how that would help down there. though.
I think if they're, I mean, we're not that far away,
I
but
know,
we're far
but-
enough away that, I mean, I personally be like, I'll just wait for the porta potty, I guess.
Or even like,
But yeah, but like if we lose those toilets, we have the two there. The two porta potties at the barns and then the ones that we have in the barns.
They're playing with shit. Years ago, when the school was part of the fair,
oh yeah,
we had them
Yeah.
toilets also, so we lost, half our restroom capacity when the central office moved down there, and they didn't allow us to use that building.
what's that?
Yes, that was my concern, that if we had to shut the bathrooms. It was a lot of bathrooms.
Hopefully we won't get there.
I'm actually hoping that the toilets.
Men's had no problem at all last year.
And I think that they, that wasn't specifically was just because it wasn't getting enough water
Yeah,
to
lunch-
push stuff
One
through.
just has a flow problem. Like flat out, it's just, when you flush it, it's only getting 2 inches of water brought in the toilet, which is enough to flush it.
Yeah.
It might flush a little bit, but eventually all that
Yeah.
paper gets,
Yeah.
so.
I'm just happy to hear that we're actually having action on it.
Mhm.
Very happy to hear that.
So other than,
I know, that's why I'm saying, I'm happy to hear we're having action. It's so nice to be able to work with somebody that goes forward instead of going this way on us, so.
so like, everything else on this, is that okay with everybody? Other than that one paragraph?
Yeah, but, I mean, not that it's ever gonna happen, but that, you guys wanna terminate us from using the blue building for the fair is kinda like, why would that ever happen? But you have the.
Oh, typically.
In case you guys break.
I think the most likely
It's
reason
we
for
break
that,
the toilet.
the most likely reason for that would be if there was something that happened in the building that they didn't want to repair.
Like a major, maybe.
If it had a major problem that they couldn't afford to repair, they decided not to repair it. So
And like the building couldn't be open to the public type
Well,
of situation?
yeah, I don't know what else could happen.
Yeah, but that's a concern, like if there was a fight and,
Well,
not that that was just something else in there.
if something like that happened, it would only be for 1 year.
Yeah.
Council, I think.
I can't really think of a situation, I can't, I don't want to.
No,
say
that's, I
something
don't
like that.
either, but
Like,
it's.
what would happen that would be so bad that the city, like, that, you know,
Yeah,
negative?
It's kind of just a standard clause though, isn't it, Pat?
Which,
The one about the termination.
yes.
Yeah, it's just a standard clause in a contract.
So, yeah, it also, if things change and you decided that you needed to charge some rent for utilities or something, you really wouldn't be able to do that if you don't have the ability to terminate the contract.
Do you have access to the original contract when that building is built?
No, I have a Word document that I don't even know who prepared it, but it was,
Do we have any documentation or when they built it or anything?
that's,
I looked
the
for,
same one.
That's what we have.
I looked for contracts, I looked for a lot of things.
I-
I can't find much. I found pictures of like when the tornado came through and then all that's left standing were the toilets. But like, I can't find very much documentation specifically.
Okay.
what were, over at the shop, you had a bunch of blueprints and whatnot, are any of those for the?
All those are old sewer maps, old water maps, and different scale water line maps, and water line maps and sewer maps showing different things.
Have those all been scanned?
That is a great question, man. I'd go with no too.
I know the county has a scanner that's big enough to do that, and because it's infrastructure stuff, I think we probably would do it without charge.
Well, he was showing me the maps on the county website too, and they've got digital versions of our maps
Like a copy of the
that
original
are on, if that makes, so like, I just don't know how long it's been updated, so when
You know, when you go through certain areas and be like, forward over the years, your internet. I know when it was built, Fair Board paid for a third, city paid for a third, and the fire department paid for a third. When it was originally built. That was in like 71 or 2. And then the tornado came through in 83 and took it down. The city's insurance paid to re-erect the building. It was still a third. And I can't remember when we built our new fire station and moved out of the south end of it. I was thinking that there was a clause in there, something ever happened to our building when we needed access. We still had access to the south end of the building to protect the fire equipment until ours was.
That makes sense.
But we'd have to go back through, I can go to the fire department and go through records. That would take, that was 12 years ago when we built our new building.
Somebody was telling me that.
Already?
Somebody was telling me the exact same thing the other day when I was asking about the building, and they said that there was a clause that whenever, if anything happened to the fire station, then they could bring in the back of the building.
That makes sense.
You know, if a storm took the roof off our building, it didn't hurt the blue building, we had access to put our stuff back in there as an emergency shelter for the fire department. But like I said, that was 12 years ago, and I was on the fire board then, I still am now.
Is it really just the termination clause that's kind of got every,
No,
like,
it's the
little,
toilets.
like, I meant like the spidey sense is happening?
Oh, no, I mean, that's just,
No, just after last year's fair with all the problems with the toilets, you know, we don't have access to the city sewers, so, and we, all of a sudden we have extra problems. We got, you signed the contract, it's not a problem figured out.
So really, we just need to get this one paragraph.
Not at all,
Not
not at all.
what was relayed, so I, like,
After I-
hearing what happened.
After I got a little, upset and irate, the last person came up and did help us a little bit, but not a lot.
Yeah. We're a true story now.
So we just need to modify this one paragraph, right?
Yeah, I think I've got that.
That's the only one that's really,
So
number 5, that first paragraph, that's,
I changed the first paragraph slightly and added a second. First one would now say promptly maintain and repair all plumbing and electrical fixtures, including but not limited to faucets, toilets, and light bulbs. Routine maintenance and repairs shall be performed by the Fair Board without assistance from city staff unless otherwise authorized by the city superintendent. Next paragraph, or next bullet point. The city shall be responsible for major structural or capital repairs, including but not limited to failures of sewer lines, electrical panels, or other core systems. The Fair Board shall promptly notify the city superintendent of any such issues that arise during their possession.
I like that.
No, I like that.
yeah,
That's good.
Yeah,
That covers it a lot better.
yeah.
I can't change what happened last year,
Fine.
but I can apologize
Yes.
and just say that going forward in the future, if there are things that are happening and you're like, no, this really isn't our problem, and you're not getting the answers you think you need to get, please reach out to any one of us sitting here.
Yep.
And let us know, because hearing what you just said and hearing what was said last year after the fair, like, you might as well have been reading 2 different stories.
It's like day and night.
Not
So
so.
personal in the office also, it's like, you signed the contract, not our problem, but that's all changed, so.
All changed.
Yeah. So, that's why we want to be all on the same page going into this, that, you know, not show up Wednesday of the fair and toilet's already backed up.
Yeah.
It's not our problem, it's work when we turn it over to.
We want to work with you guys, so.
Yeah, no,
Same.
yeah,
Same.
like,
And it's for our community. It's like all the people that are coming down here for this, you know?
The fair's not like it used to be. We all know that, I mean, it's shrinking, but the revenue that it brings into this town 1 week out of the year.
yeah. It's big.
Who's going to sign the,
But,
who is going to sign on the fair board?
probably myself, president. Maybe it's vice president.
I like what he has.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like there's better working relationships this year going into it. But again, please, if you have problems that are not getting addressed, or you feel like you're not getting the appropriate action, please reach out to one of us.
Don't
I have all the
don't
faith in the
hesitate.
world that you will.
We sat
Will.
down and talked with Ryan a couple weeks ago and
Yeah.
it was great.
Yeah.
I've already blocked it.
I'll give them this. I'll give them this.
I'll walk over to it. I got 3 neighbors here that I can go to.
Yeah.
Last year after the fair though, do you remember Jeff saying that and I don't know if he talked to you guys about it, but I don't like the idea of it. Like, on the east side of the pool, that yard, he was like, we're gonna block that off and nobody's gonna park there.
Yeah.
Did you know guys anything about that? Because people run it up. That's a lot of parking spots.
It is.
Right by the
Ah.
playground.
And most of them people that park there are the ones that's working the
Food
food
stamps.
stands.
Yeah.
And they don't need to be walking that far.
Right. So
I'm just gonna caution because we have had so much rain. Like that could be a big problem. So if it's really, really soft, we might have to figure out something else, maybe let them park in the road and shut that alleyway down.
Which then I feel like should be shut down anyways. There shouldn't be vehicles going into that alley.
I think the only reason they go into that alley is to get to whatever parking might be available in between the building and the school.
Oh, yeah.
That's the alley that
Okay, yeah.
Oh, that alley. Sorry. I'm
I
thinking the
consider
west
that a
alley.
street.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking the west alley. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
see
think,
what
and
you
I
mean.
think he was talking about the
Yeah.
hills like up to the pool.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where he was talking about.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, like, if this is a muddy mess, they don't need park. I mean, like,
No.
I get that, yes.
Yes, but if it's
it
not-
comes in Tuesday and we get 3 inches of rain, I would see no problem with blocking that off.
but if it's not, like, that's quite a few parking spots.
Right, and like I said, then we would have to consider just like keeping that alley closed, and that could just be parking on the on the blacktop.
Yeah. Or could you
Instead of-
just roll off the grass?
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
come.
Leave the alley open, roll off the grass.
Yeah. I'm thinking if we're taking away the parking, figuring out a way to give more parking close to the. Hopefully that's not.
Hopefully, we're not gonna get
Hopefully
rain.
we're not gonna have to deal with that, but
Yeah, yeah.
And
Let's hope we get skipped.
gave you the map of the streets that you'd like to close off for.
He's been working on barricades very diligently.
Fancy money.
Mike sent me pictures, they did a good job.
Well, the old barricades, you're like, oh, they're all tore up. Well, that's because all the termites moved out of the backside of the shop into the legs of those.
That's why they're so light.
Yeah. So
Do you have, like, rebuild those, rebuild them?
we already did.
Oh,
We're in
Oh, sweet.
we're in paint mode now.
oh, awesome.
Wow, you
That's
guys are
right.
moving along.
And we're also gonna take some of our freestanding panels, put in the street and then leave enough room for
Yeah.
emergency
Well-
vehicles to come through with barricades.
And Max said that those wood barricades, the 8-footers are meant to lean and the 10-footers are meant to be on stands. If that makes sense. So I'm gonna cut edges on them so that when they lean, you're not leaning on a corner worrying about that creating more damage.
Yeah. So the 8-footers you just have one leg.
Yeah. They
The
lean.
10-footers have 2 legs.
Yep.
instead of- Gotcha.
Cool.
It's nice to work with somebody that has knowledge and the ability to use it.
But like, but it's not the day of the fair, and we're like, let's get some barricades out and let's look at their condition.
What time can we go through it on Friday?
It's whenever you want.
So we can do it morning.
I'll as soon as it was.
Good work.
Thanks.
Yep.
I'll meet you up there at 8 on Friday.
In fact, I'd put on that contract, signed by Ashland County Fair Board President, because it changes every year. And we vote a new president every year. I don't see it, that changing. I hope it changes.
It's not changing.
You're stuck with that one.
You bet on it.
Can you also just use like current air shows? Or is this something that is going to be signed every year, or is this just like we're signing
I
it
think it's
tonight
just-
and it's going to continue until somebody
So
wants to
termination.
change it?
Till termination.
And that's fine if the president changes, the person signing it changes.
Yep, because
Yeah.
it would just be like the
It'd still be
standing.
binding.
Yeah, because if we don't have to re-sign it every year, then
Well, yeah, and if there's an issue, like, we'll,
yeah.
if there's an issue, invite us here and we'll talk about it or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Sounds like progress has been made.
So we gotta get a working relationship. We gotta keep it.
It's the only way to get a good city is to have a good working relationship.
Yes.
Well, thanks for having us.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks,
Coming in.
Andy.
See you guys.
Yeah.
Have a good night. Okay.
We've been enlightened, haven't we?
Well, the bathroom.
There are so many things. that I just like,
Well, we're moving forward. That's what counts.
I don't know. Metal, we were down there cleaning and I asked if those metal cabinets were in. What?
yes, I asked Adam to not order those cabinets right away, so there could be more discussion about that. I am hesitant to put a cabinet with that kind of supplies in there. For one, it's something else that can get damaged, and for two, it's freeing for people to take stuff when there's toilet paper in the closet across the hallway. Or we can at least put a small supply. You know what I mean? Like, I thought that was the cleaning closet with the supplies. I didn't know there was that big, huge closet with all the other supplies. So I don't want to keep an abundance of supplies in there and have another something in there
I just
that
like
could get damaged or
just wonder about, like, I get stuck on the toilet and there's like no toilet paper in that room. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I don't know how you guys did it when you set up, but I made sure when I cleaned before that one wedding that there was 1 or 2 rolls of toilet paper on the back of every toilet. Just in the event.
Once I cleaned, I put one roll on top and I made sure
Yeah.
the roll hanging was at least half.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Pull the mints now, but.
Well, you can also get like those, we have like in our bathroom, like those little toilet paper holders, like in each, you put one in each stall and like fill like 4 or 5. Yeah, we have like 4 or 5. It's just in the corner. I'm just saying, you can buy those.
Buy them on Amazon.
I mean, I was just going
After cleaning the wall behind the
You think it's pretty
urinals.
well, not in the urinal because it'd have to be the
Well,
stall.
I'm just saying,
But it doesn't have to go on the corner behind the toilet, like in the men's stall. It can go on that one
Yeah.
away from the toilet.
Yeah, just somehow. I mean,
And
ours
the
is
women's on that big one, it could go. Yeah.
That's an idea. You could just stack like 4 or 5 extra rolls in there. I don't know if you did want to. Just an idea. Sure. I mean, because that
Well,
is
that-
always
and
my fear. It's running out of toilet paper in a stall. I'm not gonna lie.
Wouldn't that be the same as just having it in a cabinet then?
Well, kinda.
I mean, and you don't have to put.
You don't have to fill it.
So you don't have to fill the whole cabinet either. That's just like put enough in there that if someone does have an emergency, get it.
Well, at least it will.
Well,
be
like
in
I
the
said,
And
stall.
it's cleaner that way too.
Yeah, that's true.
If they're making sure there's an extra roll or 2 in
In there.
each stall and there's a supply in the hallway across, like,
That's what I don't know about you go into restaurants and stuff. I mean, they usually have like, some of them have those great big rolls, which we don't. But if they don't have them, they have one on the back of the toilet, or they have one sitting
Yeah.
in a container on the floor behind or something like that.
Big rolls to move.
Yeah, I mean,
Those dispensers are expensive.
I bet they are.
yeah, the big ones are very expensive. And the toilet paper rolls that go on there,
It's not much in there. Or it's not
the toilet
much
paper
to-
rolls that go on there are expensive too.
Yeah, and they're cheap. Like
Yeah.
they're cheaply made.
the one ply.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
It's like
Not
school
very
supplies.
I can see you through
it.
here.
Yeah, see it through.
So that was mine, because I'm like, do we really need an extra thing in there to clean around, to get messy, to get damaged, to do any of this when we could just and truly like
say
especially
we
during
just
the
try.
fair time, I'm pretty sure the fair is supposed to have the fair board is supposed to be supplying at least some of those
They
types of
maintain it.
products.
They maintain them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just
Might be something we want to look at after the fair.
even like like the other woman, like the kids, like I could set my bag on a cabinet, not the floor. You know what I mean? Just like little things like that too.
There's always like
Depends where you put your cabinet, because if you put your cabinet underneath your paper towel dispenser, it's gonna be full of wet water drips.
Trash can needs to go right underneath the paper towel dispenser.
yeah,
to
it
catch
does.
water.
I think the most like places are like that too. Like like a store. Or they're all attached, like it's one big.
It's whatever.
I was just more of the mindset like it's not a necessity at this moment. Like there's way I get it. Like I understand and I see the point and I see maybe some of the benefit, but at the same time, like we're getting by without that. As long as we just make sure there's an extra in there. And always make sure there's at least a small supply in that closet where people can get to it if they needed it.
Emergency supply.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
You guys want to keep going through this stuff or
I just need to try to leave by 7.
yeah, I'd like to feel.
Let's do the asphalt thing.
This is the bid for the approved paving. From 1st to 4th, then 6th to 9th, all the way up to that concrete pad is $99,000.
That is to, are they gonna mill? They're gonna mill it all? What about like where the concrete, they'll mill around the concrete and then,
They're gonna edge mill,
okay,
so they'll edge mill, especially the stuff that has the gutter pans in it. So they'll edge mill down to the top of the gutter pan, and then like they did on Seabury where they went over the top of the gutter pan, they're gonna go back over the top of the gutter pan to that, because all that's doing is washing out for those gutter pans right now. He didn't put down the 2 George Street patches, but those are included in the bid too.
with $850, right?
Huh?
$850 for the,
Yep. So that'll be that's a part of the 99,000 too. He put it in as a note, but it was 850, so it'd be like 1,600 piece to do them. And I think it's deeper up there at that alley on George, but it's a lot smaller. If that makes sense, than the 850 one.
yeah. Howard needs it. It's in rough shape.
It
I was
sure
gonna
does.
run and grab the previous bid for the other street. I don't remember what the cost was and how many blocks were in it, so I just wanted
We only did 2 blocks, I think, in that one.
I know it was that way, but I
Yeah,
feel
we
like
did
there's another one.
from 7th to 9th, I think. No. 7th to 8th was one block that one. Because we had that one, and then we also had the Seabury one on that bid too. So
Was 10th on that one too?
no,
Just Seabury, from 9th to 10th.
yeah, just Seabury 9th to 10th. 10th
Last bid. Oh, I had it right.
Oh, I have it right here. Sorry.
Well, I think, I mean,
Storm drain on the corner of 9th and Seabury, the northwest corner. It's not a priority, but if we can it gets filled and it's clogged again.
Yeah, I got 2 of them that I gotta go clean out. I got another one down on Edwards that I gotta go and push through.
Would this could be a really stupid idea because I have no idea, but it in my mind it makes sense because I feel like it gets clogged with like mud and dirt that run out of the driveway, obviously off the driveway up. Would like lining that with like hay gravel or something help deter that, or would it just be a catch to it and everything would?
So it kind of depends on what's clogging it, right? Because if it's mud and stuff like that clogging it, then it's just gonna move gravel.
That was my other surprise. It was just run all that gravel
Yeah.
down into the storm drain. and
Yeah.
not do that either.
And that's a lot of. But I'll take a look at it before I make a decision on how to fix it. It's also gonna be the one over on Edwards. It's because
You have it.
people maybe cutting that corner a little too sharp. And they hit the end of that our metal culvert and it's pushing it down, 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 down.
Which one on Edwards? What are you talking about?
It's it's a body. We used to be a body shop. Now it's a wood shop.
Oh, it's our
Oh,
fourth.
fourth?
Yeah, there you go. So that one keeps. I mean, last storm it filled full of water. So let's see how it looks multiplying it for rates time.
Last night. Yeah.
Well, I received a positive comment about the storm drains. Everybody was really happy with the fact that all the rain we've had, we've not been having the problems that we had the past one.
Yeah,
Being clogged. And all
yeah. Even that one up there normally it's super. And
Yeah,
I don't
they've
think
all-
it stayed exceptionally long.
that. A lot of people in this town have come to me and said, we're really happy with the fact that we're not seeing the problem with storm drains. And
So
somebody,
I'm gonna shake a scratch. Let's make notes.
somebody also said the other day that they were surprised to know that we had a street sweeper.
Yeah, did they say how good Main Street looked?
They were all impressed. And I said, well, yeah, we've had one for about, 10 years now?
And it runs okay?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it goes off Bobcat.
They look very nice.
It doesn't.
Okay.
It runs as well as the Bobcat can run.
But it's nice to hear comment, positive
Yeah, when
comment.
I was out here doing the fence there in between Martha's and the Baycare, I had like 4 people come up. And be like, man, I really looks good out here.
Yep.
Thanks.
Everybody's
Grab a
really,
shovel. It's about 1 million degrees out here.
everybody's very appreciative though.
More hands make light work.
Okay, thanks. I work enough. I just wanted to do the math to see it, and I mean, this is essentially double what the last bid was, or double the blocks.
Yeah.
So.
So we had it from 6 to 7. I think we had last time 6 to 7.
To 7
and
for
then-
Howard.
But then we added 4 or 5 more blocks.
No, it was 6.
It was
6
7.
to 8. 6 to 8.
I just looked at it.
6 to 8.
we had it 6th to 7th on Howard, and then 9th to 10th Seabury.
Okay.
And you took out 9th to 10th on Seabury.
It added 4 blocks on
And you
that
had 4 blocks. So yeah, you took off 2 blocks in that.
Yeah.
And our budget is at the 100,000, right?
Well, that was one thing that whenever they redid the budget, if you guys noticed, they did not put the kind of dollars that like last year we had $110,000 in street budget. Well, this year, last year when they did the budget, they did not put that in the budget amount under streets. But what they did was they took it and put it in the general account. Because that's what Roger was telling. No, Roger says the way to do it.
Okay.
This is the correct way to do it, the way he did it. Because you can transfer it out of
Yeah. If you
general-
don't use it, then you can
Right.
use it for other things.
Then you can transfer out of the general fund and put it towards street. But you can't take it out of the street fund. So he did it where we can actually move the money around a lot better. So we may, whatever, I don't know what we've got. We don't have a record that shows us what we have in any of the funds. So I don't know what we have in the general fund, but we can take that money out of the general fund and not have a problem. And we have I think they put $10,000 in the street budget item. If I recall right, I think there was like $10,000 in there, 10 or 15,000 or something like that. From the budget from last year. So, because that came up in the discussion that we had with Roger, is as to how we could take the money and put it into the streets. And he said, you don't have to worry about it when you're taking it out of general fund.
I know I talked to Roger about this upcoming budget. He asked if there were any projects going on, so that way he could allocate and things like that. I told him we were looking at possibly doing some streets, possibly some work on the city shop. And so he
Blue
said,
building.
Blue building. He said that he's gonna still working on the numbers, but he's getting everything.
So I mean, we won't have a problem funding.
I was gonna say, do you guys wanna make a move on this?
I think we need to.
Yeah.
We need to get it done this year. Then next year we can concentrate, like maybe not concentrate on the streets, but maybe we concentrate on the blue building and the city shop. And start putting money toward those two, and getting a little bit done incrementally every year until, because that's what we've done on the streets. We've done a good job on the streets. We've got John taken care of. We got Seabury over there by the school taken care of. Now we get Howard taken care of. And there's really, I mean, yeah, there's some other streets that need attention, but not like Howard does. Howard is horrible. And it's one of our main streets in the city. So if we get it addressed, then
George is not so great to drive on either.
it's
Howard
not.
is worse. And I don't go down George if I don't have to, because there's stop sign there and there's not on Howard. But
Well, I mean, if we get Howard fixed, though, it's really going to help Effingham's looks.
Oh, and then William is the next.
It's really going to help Effingham's looks if we get Howard
Yeah.
fixed. And I mean, I don't like going down Howard because you're like this.
And I even think too, like to the cemetery, and there's like a funeral procession, and they're going.
Yeah,
It comes out.
makes Effingham look bad. So, but no, I'm all for it. I'll make a motion that we accept the approved paving bid for Howard, $99,000.
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
When can they start?
I'll call Phil tomorrow. They're doing a lot of work in Texas right now. So I'll have something for you in 2 weeks.
We need to add.
I just know they're busy.
No, I know. When I talked to him one time, he was busy. We need to add Howard and the two spots on George.
It's on here.
Oh, it's on there.
Yeah, it's on the bid.
Yeah,
So,
it says
If you
the
read the note, it said included in the proposal are 2 areas.
Oh, okay.
Outside of being overlaid.
Okay. Good. So that'll be a big improvement for us. We can actually get Howard the way it was supposed to have been done when it was installed. I've heard the story. I've heard the
He said,
story
he's
about
like, we didn't do this road. He's like, let me tell you what.
No, I heard the story about what happened with Howard
Yeah.
over the years.
And he told me how he can tell that was not his original.
No,
Like there's more work.
they had a company in here, Herzog. I think Herzog is the one that did William. And William is worse now than it was before Herzog started it. You know, where it falls off. William is worse now than it was then. So, and that was a $70,000 job.
I'll call Phil tomorrow.
Okay.
Katie Wilburn sent this little cool thing. It's just kind of an overview how the swim lessons have been going, why the pool was closed on the 4th of July, and then when they're planning on closing. She did ask some lifeguards about staying open until Labor Day. She had enough, but as time has gone by, they've all kind of fallen through. And then she's now a volleyball coach. So she said that with that, she'd be working her regular job, volleyball coaching, and then weekends at the pool, and it's just too much for her. So it looks like August 10th will be the last day.
What was wrong with the pool this week?
I'm sorry.
What was wrong with the pool?
There is basically on the west side of the pool, right by the big slide, there's a utility cover. Underneath that is a pipe inside a big drain tube. There's a big sump pump at the bottom of it. That sump pump, instead of being wired in, it's plugged into an outlet underneath there, which is GCFI outlet, which is great, but nobody knew, including myself, that you had to turn. We thought there was a float at the bottom of it to turn that sump pump on, and there's not. There's an on-off switch inside of the pump house, and nobody's turned it on. It filled up with water because we got 18,000 inches of rain this summer, and it just started smoking because it got water in it. I replaced the outlet.
So bad.
I checked all the wires going back into the box. Everything's fine now. It's fixed. And Katie knows that they need to turn that. Got to check it every day, and if it gets above a certain level, they need to turn the pump on this day.
Can you, in the off season, get a float in there, a pump at the top, or is that not?
So my suggestion, I'm gonna talk to Jake when he comes in to look at the shop. I'm gonna have him just hardwire it to where there's no outlet up there. And then all they gotta do is just, if it's overflowing, no harm, no foul. You go in there, you turn the sump pump on, and it pumps. And because it's a 10-foot hole, and to put a float in there, we'd have to pull the pipe out. I'm not that lucky.
Like,
So it's
the-
just easier just to have them be like, we're gonna take this off an outlet. We'll just cut the end off the plug in, hardwire it in.
That makes more sense.
Yeah,
Like that,
that's what I'd have done.
that cover. So like they have to take the cover off to check it in there.
Yeah, they just pop the cover up real quick. As long as the water isn't over the pipe, they're good. If it's over the pipe, they go in the tool house, turn the switch off.
Like never did that. I worked in the pool for
Yeah, right.
years.
Well, we've also had a ton of rain.
We've had more rain than we've had in a long, long time. July.
Yeah, we've been in a drought for like, I don't know, 20 years up until this point.
Yeah, now we're like, what, 10, 13 inches above where we're supposed to be?
He said black smoke was rolling out of that little
Yeah.
thing.
She called me. I was at the aquarium in Kansas City. I was like, turn off the power. Kick her
She's like,
down.
should I call the fire department? I'm like, I don't know if you feel.
I told her just turn off the power. Like, is there fire?
I don't know
Don't
what's
call
in
the fire
there.
department.
So they turned off
There
the
was
main
smoke.
power.
So I just told her, I was like, cut off all the power. She's like, I don't know how to do that. I was like, I called back. So I was like, go shut all the power off.
Yeah.
And then once I figured out where the power, because Jeff, when we called Jeff, he didn't even know what powered that. He didn't know which box powered it. So I just, when I went up there on Sunday, I got back from Kansas City at like 11. I was down here by 11:30, and I just cut off all the power and slowly started turning it on until I got power.
Your wife isn't like sick of you in this job yet, is she?
No.
Okay.
She's probably like hypnotized.
Well,
Thank God he's out of the house. One day she came home and I had to pull the bed off my truck for no reason because I had too much time. You know what I'm gonna do?
Okay. Since we are on the topic of the pool, I would like to request an executive session to discuss patterns of unelected personnel. Unelected personnel. For 50 minutes.
I'll make a motion to go into executive session to discuss unelected personnel issue for 15
And we can have for the
minutes.
here present.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Back to regular session. No motions were made in executive session.
Thanks. The last piece of paper you guys have is the invoice from Curtis Wheeler.
Any feedback on the meeting? What do you got?
Like he met with them after, he's waiting until these are complete and then he'll send me the next step, the follow-up that she'll through. I didn't hear much on these other than like Bolt was a nice guy. He thinks that he'll clean up his yard. That's the only information I received on this.
Like, any feedback on Claxton?
Nothing. We were He originally he called to do a meeting with Curtis, but Curtis wanted to only meet with the owners of the properties, not the renters. But he says that he is a purchasing under contract, the PUC. So he was able to meet with Curtis.
I didn't find how it was that.
Right across from the city shop.
Okay.
Yeah, what was it?
Okay, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
What about
Out of all of the letters got sent, 3 people filled the names.
Yes. There was one mistake I made. It was 204 9th Street instead of 204 8th Street. So I sent a letter to the wrong person, but was able to sort that out, send the letter to the correct person. Okay.
So we're still waiting on 5 of them to get back. No, 11 of them. Excuse me, 11, 14 of them.
The meetings are all done though.
The meetings are all done.
He only had them scheduled for 4 days.
Oh, and he had time, certain dates and times to meet with the people,
And only 3
and only
ended up-
3 of them scheduled.
Yes.
Oh, so now if they skip the meeting,
Now he'll tell me what the next step
Okay,
is.
okay, I see. I get it.
any feedback on Janice?
Nothing. I received no information on it
Oh,
from
good, that
either
was
of
just
them.
yesterday.
Yeah. All I got was the invoice. Where it is, so. We'll see.
Do we need to make a motion to pay that?
Yes.
I'm making the motion that we pay Bill Spooner his invoice of $9.25. For a second.
All in favor?
Right.
Any opposed?
I'm excited though, like to see like
There is some improvement happening because the White House there on the corner over on John by Dollar General.
They spray painted their house gray.
The White House there that has a catio.
They spray painted it gray.
I was just there today, but they actually cleaned up the yard a little bit around there.
So he spray painted. I was at DG when he was spray painting.
I have noticed that he is, it just needs to be a little.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Those trailers,
I agree.
they're stacked on top of each other. Got a big old flatbed trailer and they're stacked on top of each other.
Well, the ATV parked on.
Yeah, he's got stuff to that.
And then I have
He is making headway.
Oh,
two last things. We received an application for the janitor position. Heidi Bowman.
Is that
Zeke's.
Zeke's mom or grandma? Sorry, I know.
You want to go into executive session to discuss the applicant, if you want to do that. And, you're not required to. Desire.
me and Adam met with her on Friday.
Desire.
I'll make a motion. I make a motion. We go into executive session for 10 minutes to discuss non-elected personnel.
do I have a second? A second. All in favor?
Fine.
Any opposed?
We're back in meeting.
Yep.
Okay. Do we want to make a motion on hiring a janitor?
Yes, I will make a motion that we hire Heidi Bowman at $15 an hour.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Do we need them?
No, Cheryl. Or it wasn't Cheryl. It was
Sorry, she's second. She made
too many seat names in there.
You can always make a motion and be like nay or nay.
Go for it, Cheryl.
Andy Reid called place up there.
Does she do?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I make a motion that we give Adam Ernson a bonus for helping with the cleaning of all the buildings and all the other miscellaneous projects that he's done that is not included in his job title or as part of his job. And I recommend that the bonus be $250.
250? I'll second that. All in favor?
I
Any opposed?
We're not.
Those freaking sinks down there
No, like, thank you
look
for
amazing.
taking.
Yes, thank you for doing it.
For
He's
doing that.
scrubbing the walls.
Thank you for doing that very much.
Yes.
So good.
And you just do it like.
And it's not a
you
job.
know, You just do it. I'm
And-
sure you're. Well, you're doing it, but you never too outpace it. So.
Well, it's a job that not a lot of people would have done.
Right.
So we thank you.
Yes.
He picked up the dead mouse and put it in the trash bag.
Oh,
And
God.
we're
And the bird? The mouse would caught me.
in the blue building.
There is such a utility.
I mean,
Last night? No, this is not last
Okay,
night.
so
Almost there. CMBD license for Buzz. He wants to do his beer garden. I can't remember where he said it was going to be, but it's going to be under intent.
And back behind his bar, isn't it?
Are they
Last
gonna
year.
be out of
yeah,
work?
it's always usually in that alley.
Behind his bar.
area.
Yeah.
Process of blocking off streets.
We approved that a long time ago.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, Lisa reminded me of that.
I'll make a motion
Not
that
because of that one.
I thought it was last year, but they said no, it was recent. Not recent, but a while ago, but it was approved.
I'll make a motion that we authorize a CBD.
No?
CBD.
CMB. I can't hear it. CMB. CMB license to Buzz for the beer garden.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Not CBD.
That is all from me.
So Purple Wave doesn't do reserves. So I can't put a reserve on the truck at 16,000. That said, I looked up what that truck and similar trucks are going for in the last 12 months is $6,000 to $10,000. Be advised.
We're gonna take a hit. We're gonna take a hit on it.
So I just need, I'm not moving forward until I hear from you. I talked to Doug today. He said he knows I'm gonna call him tomorrow, whatever.
So we just post it for that price and then.
No, we don't post it for anything. It
It's
goes
just
to
an
auction.
auction. It's just an auction then.
Yeah, it goes to auction.
What about if we tried to sell it?
Yeah, put an ad out somewhere.
So,
Can we even do that as a municipality?
according to, and this is why I talked to Doug, he does this stuff for all the municipalities. Technically, we're not supposed to be able to do that, because if we post it up and say, hey, we posted not this particular, but say we want $5,000 for it, and I'm like, I'm gonna pay $5,000 for that, knowing that I can probably get 8,000 or 10,000, you know what I'm saying? So you have to have it up for some sort of an auction.
I see, that makes sense.
I just get what we can for it. It was a mistake.
Yeah, we need to get rid of
Yeah,
it.
just is what it is.
Okay.
Should have never.
That'd be that's my thought.
Hey, no, you need that bucket truck to
They
clean
need
the
Christmas lights.
ceiling fans in the blue building.
Yeah, but I can do that. It won't sell before then, don't worry.
But what about next year?
But
So
we can
Austin said that I can call him and get a bucket truck or a
I was
whenever I need.
I know, we were just.
Austin's
joking about
already
the-
said he'll help us in any way
We were
he can.
joking
on
about the
that,
bucket
so.
truck.
So that's for the bucket truck. I'll take care of that tomorrow. Do you guys got to do anything? Because you guys said to post it at 16K.
Oh,
You'll
Make a
probably
motion
close it at
we-
12.
Give
Okay.
Ryan the authority to post it on Purple Wave with no reserve and get what we get out of it.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Thank you.
I think the statute, I'm trying to find it, but there's always a concern that you're selling it, if somebody's just setting a price and it's
Yep.
not you setting it, there's always a concern that you're selling it to a buddy or something like that. And so usually it's done with sealed bids or auction. But if you have your own auction or your own sealed bid, you can set a reserve price. If you try and find that statute.
But we couldn't just like, if I'm trying to sell my car, I can just post it on Facebook and sell it that way. Not even if we put it for like, what we don't not gonna get for it, but
Well,
that we do get for it.
But you could ask for sealing. That you'd open it at that meeting.
I don't know anybody that wants.
I think you'll have more luck if you do it.
So Purple Wave, the good thing about Purple Wave is we're not dealing with Ashton County. We're dealing with all 50 states.
Yeah,
So everybody's looking at that.
not just local.
All right.
I know, we bought a car off Purple Wave. Did that go well?
I was looking for no.
It was or something, pretty awesome one to keep that with the bracelets like.
Yeah, man. So that's for the bucket truck. Backhoe's not here. Backhoe's at Skyview right now. It's been there for, tomorrow it'll have been there for, and they're trying to figure out what all's wrong with it, what it's gonna cost to fix it. That said, Holy Caterpillar came down about their leasing programs.
Oh.
So essentially, they're gonna be here on the 13th. It's gonna get added to the agenda, and they're gonna be able to answer everybody's questions because I don't know what questions y'all are gonna ask, and I only see really nice new equipment, and I'm like, yeah, spend your money, guys. But with them, some things that got brought up because the tractor's been a point of friction down at the shop because we use it. And it, I don't know how much it got used before us. I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs, but it's vulnerable. We use the skid steer and the backhoe every day when it's here. We're in it almost every day. You guys see us tooling up and down the roads all the time. Through Foley, and they'll be able to expound on this more, but through Foley, we can just get a backhoe and the skid steer, and then all the attachments that we have for the tractor, we can have for the skid steer, and be able to do the same things without having an extra piece of equipment to maintain. When I come on the 13th, I'm going to have how much I've spent on maintenance in the last 2 months. Their premium maintenance package on their leases is $1,700 a year per piece of equipment.
Yeah, that's a
I
savings
spent-
right there.
I spent that in almost a week.
I bet you did.
So there's goods and bads to it. I called Casey Caterpillar too. Their leasing program is as extensive, and even the salesman was like, I'd suggest buying it because you can get a municipality rate at buying it. The problem is if we buy it, we could get a 2-year warranty on it, but once that 2 years is up, now all that maintenance falls on us again.
Or if you have it on a leasing thing, you get it switched out every 3 years or
You
so.
can't. Well, and that's the other thing too. And my suggestion, after talking to Chloe, if we could do up to a 7-year lease, then at the end of the 7 years, if we want new equipment, we change it out, renew the lease, we get new equipment. Or since we've already paid on it, we keep that equipment and then we just then pay for their whatever maintenance agreements we can get for it. So, and they'll be able to talk more on it. I'm not knowledgeable enough to talk on it. I just know that these are the two things that I'm looking into, and a lot of it will. Our maintenance downtime will go to 0. Right? If something breaks, they immediately send. There's one guy that works our area. I call him. If he can't fix it on the internet, then he comes up, or his guy comes up in the service truck. They fix it. If it needs a regular scheduled maintenance, 500-hour maintenance, whatever it is, they come up and do it.
And they monitor all that electronic.
They do that all with the internet.
Yeah.
Right? The only thing I'm responsible for is fluid samples, and they send me the fluid samples. All I do is take them, send them off. That's all paid for. and I have to grease the machine.
You have to-
No gas in it.
I had to put fuel.
But yeah.
Yeah, I mean that. Where I worked, we had something similar to that. and We had it a large scale, but it's amazing if you have some kind of a schedule like that. It is so much easier on your equipment and on the managers of and everything to make sure that your equipment's up to date, up to your all your preventative maintenance is scheduled and it's all done. You don't have to worry about it because they just show up, they do it. And
We would not worry about, the only thing that we'd have to worry about is because we're getting a skid steer, not a track loader, would be if we get a flat tire. It is on Foley to make the determination whether or not to pay for it. And that is like, if we get a nail in our tire and the tire goes flat, they're going to come out and be like, where'd you get the nail in the tire? And if it's a place you're driving around that's covered in nails, they're going to be like, yeah, that's on you. But if you picked up a nail driving down the road, they'd be like, yeah, we're going to pay for that. Again, like I told them, if a skid steer tire, if I pay $500 a year for a skid steer tire every 2 years, I'm still we're still in the green on this equipment when it comes to maintenance.
we have reliable equipment that,
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
runs
got it.
whenever you go out and you start it up and
I
you
can't tell you how much I can stress it has air conditioning. Being son of a fox.
Yeah. I apologize, I lied to all of you. The city may decide to sell however you decide to sell. You're not
Oh.
required to do. That's a state contract requires you to do sealed units. So if you desire to sell it in a more informal fashion, like selling on Facebook Marketplace or something like that, you can do that. You need to be very certain, however, that the price is approved by the council. That is not being sold to a buddy.
fair market value.
Yeah, that it's actually being sold for fair market.
I don't know that I don't know if it's worth our time to
It's-
try that. It was just
yeah.
a thought, like
It's 100% up to, I don't care how you guys sell it.
Well, I say
Just be
how much is
the longer
purple?
it sets down there,
How much does Purple Wave take?
yeah.
I'll look. I had that written down, but I don't have it with me. I'll bring it back with me.
I mean,
I can text everybody or email everybody so you know. I can't remember off the top of my head. I have Wi-Fi.
how much? If we find out how much they take, and if it's an excessive amount, then. But like you said, if you go Purple Wave, you're getting the entire United States. You're not getting just Atchison County.
Yes. So
The people, there's a lot of companies here in Atchison County
The
that.
fair is gonna be here.
oh,
We can
yeah.
put it on Main Street with a for sale sign in it.
That's an idea. That's an idea.
Hey,
Contact Ryan Callahan.
Yep.
No. I'll put Adam's personal cell phone.
Put it in the parade too,
Yes, what's the for sale sign?
Yeah. You know.
Ryan, you're part of the parade. Who's got
Yay.
contact to get you in the lineup? Well, I can't drive it, so you're gonna have to.
I can't drive it. I don't have a no. You don't have to have a CDL on that.
No. So that memory.
But no, the leasing programs. Well, I mean, everybody says, well, they might be expensive. While they might be a little bit more pricey, but you at least get reliable equipment. You have them servicing it. The amount of,
Cheaper than buying new equipment.
yeah, the amount of money that you save on repairs. And we have a 1995 backhoe, which should have been retired.
97.
97.
I googled it.
We have a 97 backhoe that should have been retired about 10 years ago.
You just buy that one?
Huh?
So,
Did you just buy that one?
I don't know when that backhoe got bought.
What did you buy?
We bought the bucket truck and we bought
Bobcat. Bobcat.
so the Bobcat's a 2006.
we didn't buy the
Or
Bobcat.
2005. I also call Bobcat.
The only equipment we bought, well, no, we didn't buy it. The previous council bought the bucket truck. That was the last piece of equipment that bought.
Right, but I feel like one of those pieces of equipment there was bought recently.
You just got new grapple for the Bobcat.
So if we do the leasing
know.
program, can we sell those
So
equipment?
what I was gonna bring up was just selling everything. Now, do it in small bits. if I'm leasing a backhoe and the skid steer, I can lease the brush hog for the skid steer only during mowing season, and then it goes back and I'm stop paying for that.
Okay.
They're gonna let me demo the brush hog
Oh,
before we sell our tractor and brush hog to make sure I can do what needs to be done with the brush hog.
okay, that's.
If it doesn't work, then we keep the tractor
These
or
new skids,
we find a tractor.
the new
Not
skid
falling
steers can
apart.
do a lot. more
Yeah,
than
and
what
there's they got smart attachments. There's a whole bunch of junk.
Yeah,
out there
for sure.
Caterpillar
you can do
does.
just about anything with a skid steer anymore.
But either way, there and like I can't remember the guy's name fully off the top of my head, but he's like, if you guys are going into this on like a long-term lease, he's like, we're gonna let you guys demo whatever you need to demo
That's pretty
before we
awesome.
make decisions.
And they do give municipalities a break on the price.
And then and then like the power rate. I'm gonna be on power rate for a while because all the gravel that we bought would have bought us a power rake at this point, just in this year. And I can rent one for 2 weeks.
Power break.
Yeah, it goes through your gravel, and instead of your grass growing up, it goes through and it brings all the old gravel back to the top instead of buying new gravel.
Thank God we can have
every
actual
year.
alleys. Actual alleys that have gravel in it, not dirt
So
and
you're,
grass all over.
the old alleys that have grass in them, there's still gravel down
Oh
there.
yeah.
It may take me, 3 days on one alley to get the gravel up, but my time in the rental on that car rate's gonna pay it off. Gonna still be cheaper than $800, I think, for a load of gravel.
Rounded, yeah.
Yeah. I know our back alley
But either
it was
way,
covered with grass and it
there-
took Mike
there's
like
a
5
lot.
times with killer to get
There's
it.
a lot going into this if we lease equipment. It'll free up a lot of money that I've been spending because I've been spending stuff on equipment.
Well, and we're spending it on equipment that should have been gone a long time ago. That's the problem.
Maintained. I think if maintenance would
If
have
it'd been-
happened,
yeah.
should have been. It probably still because
It hasn't been maintained in the last 15 years.
so it's just
Saving money on maintenance, we're saving money on that time for the maintenance. Because you're having to go everywhere to get those.
and,
parts.
well that
Trying a few more gray hairs.
well I told everybody when I was calling them about it because I called Skyview too. I just don't think Skyview's gonna give us the kind of deal I'm looking to get, but you guys pay me and Max to work on the city, not necessarily to maintain
Yes.
equipment. And when
Yes.
literally half my week is taken maintaining equipment in some fashion, I'm no longer maintaining the city.
Yes.
So I just kind of break it down money wise. Me and Max probably have 80 to 100 hours since I've been here just maintaining equipment. That's, both of our times combined, but that's a lot of money that the city has put in to us just working in downtime on equipment. There's stuff I need the backhoe for right now, and I don't have it because it's at a point where we probably shouldn't be using it,
Well, I mean,
And safety features have changed too. Not to get into
Yeah.
too much of that, but not to make safety the point either. But safety features have changed on this equipment since since '97 and 2005, 4 when this equipment came out. That it'll make it a lot more hospitable for when I leave it. Put a 19-year-old in a piece of equipment, and he's on the other side of town. If I haven't heard from him in like an hour, I can look on my phone on the app and be like, "Oh, well, he's still running." Or he needs gas, so let me take him up some gas because he may not make it up Jackson. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like the safety features are pretty nice too.
Well, I mean, if we get the numbers and go through them, I think we'll find that it's a very valuable tool for us to be looking at that. And from what I understand it, this is just what I have heard from different people is that they used to do this. The city used to do this kind of program, like probably 20 years ago or so, before Buzz.
It's Keith Tolbert.
Yeah, Keith Tolbert.
doing it.
Keith Tolliver did that kind of program. Well, then when Buzz took over from Keith, it went away, and it hasn't been here since then. But before that, Effingham was getting new pieces of equipment every 3 years, and they never had any problems with any of their equipment or anything like that, which freed Keith up to do a better job on the city and stuff. So, I mean, we're going to be able to go back to where it was whenever it was efficiently run and catch up on all that now. And we
I'm
got the
already
right
sold
person.
on it, so.
And we got the right person. And, I mean, you know, and you know enough about equipment and everything that you'll take good care of it and work with them. So that kind of a program works.
Which is why we need shops.
Right, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
You
we
can
do.
tell there were some concerns with the Foley guys when it came to leasing and renting their equipment with the way our shop looked. Good news is I can keep the skid steer where our skid steer's at, and the backhoe's small enough that every night I can park it in the shop if need be. Like, and if those are the only two pieces of equipment I got,
Those are the only two pieces that we lease.
then I've got no problem having those in there. Yeah. I would not lease anything else unless we went through Skyview. Then I'd be like, let's get rid of everything. We lease lawnmowers, we lease the tractor, everything. But I can't get the same attachments with New Holland as I can with Caterpillar, if that makes sense. I'd be getting non-New Holland attachments as opposed to getting all Caterpillar attachments. So my support.
So
is
we would
all
have
coming from one place.
So we'd have Caterpillar skid steer then too, right?
Yeah, we'd be getting rid of. We wouldn't have Bobcat or New Holland. Everything.
But with any of the
They-
stuff that we have that works on our Bobcat,
Everything that I've got will hook up. It's all got.
Okay.
It's all
Oh, universal.
universal. But like when we sell the Bobcat, we'll sell the bucket that goes with it.
Right,
It's
like a the street sweeper and
well, we keep the street sweeper. We'll keep the grapple.
what about the box blade? Did you get it fixed?
I mean, box blade works right now, but we couldn't weld the new landing leg on it because our welder's busted. I went and bought a new welder, and I was like, "This is gonna be great! I can't wait to use this." I went and plugged it in.
That don't work.
The plug-in doesn't work,
Oh, God.
and there's no 220 switch on our 240 box that tells me what turns on and off the welder. Call Hawk Electric. He's got a guy coming out this week. Figure out why my 220 outlet doesn't work.
It just
I'm
keeps
telling
coming.
you,
It just
Not
keeps
one thing,
coming.
it's another.
Oh, I
Every
text her when
single
this
time.
happens.
Yeah,
She's
It
like,
just
"Is there
keeps
anything
coming.
that doesn't cost me
Yeah.
money?"
yeah, cute. No, I said, can you say something positive?
Yeah, and I said it's payday.
Okay.
Payday.
Hey, we, I was like, that's not helping. Anybody?
We're bleeding money.
But yeah, think
Yeah.
think of the leases, and I'm sure fully you guys are gonna tell everybody this too. But think of the leases more of the investment, the long term investment, not the
Oh yeah.
hits that we take. And the payments on the leases are incredibly flexible to where we could do, if we wanted to do monthly, we could do monthly, or we could do quarterly, annually, semi-annually. Like they're pretty flexible.
That's something. Well, now
But
we're
it all
talking.
goes through all the leasing goes through Caterpillar proper, not their fully.
But this is something that we might want to on the budget part. If we're going to be looking at this kind of a leasing program, that we need to incorporate something with regards to that. If we can pay that, I imagine we could probably pay that out of general fund. But we need to ask Roger if we went on a lease program like that, would we need to have another line item on our budget?
And Brett said he's gonna have like a rough estimate of what just in general, this is what this would cost, this is what this would cost without the hydraulic attachments that we'd be leasing throughout the year. And like as we come up on mowing season, I'd be like, hey, we're coming up on mowing season, we need to look at leasing a brush hog. I don't need it all year. We don't need to house it all year.
Right.
Same
Just a
thing-
year, if
Yes,
you house it all year.
anything with the power rake, like I need the power rake for, 3 weeks out of the summer so I can do all the alleys, the pool, the
Parking lot up at the blue building.
the shop, the blue, yeah, anything with gravel, go in there and pull up all the gravel. And then that way, then we can make the assessment on how much gravel we need to bring in to retop.
Can you imagine what our town's gonna look like if we get all this stuff done? We will actually be,
I'm excited, huh?
It's gonna be a real beautiful
Real
art.
nice.
well, I mean, and
No, yeah, I
that
ecstatic
combined,
over all of it.
this combined with the new housing subdivision that we're getting. I mean, you put those two things together, and if we get some of these junk houses around here to clean their stuff up, it's going to have a huge impact.
I don't even know what's gonna do our taxes.
No, I don't think so.
I don't live in town.
You live in Atchison County, though. But no, I don't think it will. I don't think it'll have an impact on our taxes.
I was told every time we have an abandoned house built tore down, it increases our taxes.
We need to look into that because that, I don't think that,
I mean, it would lower
Property, but
the.
it increases your property value.
Yep.
Well, it only
Oh.
increases it
increment,
relative to, well, so, but new construction is going to lower. I mean, by that same logic, lowers your property value.
Good.
Yeah, so.
yeah, I mean, but, and seriously, there's other places that new construction can happen in this town. We got a lot of empty lots that new construction can take place. And if we get Botteroff and get the houses built up in Botteroff, then, and if they sell, right, and sell fast, then you may see other people going, hey, maybe we need to start building a house on this lot. Maybe we need to build one over here on this lot. And you may start to see that. It's going to take a little bit, but
Oh,
you know,
I
2 years down the road, you might be seeing
what
that.
they want for the lots that are available right now is ridiculous.
I understand that, and that's people being greedy. That's just people being greedy. Because there's no lot in Effingham that is worth what they're asking for.
Well, it's $40,000 for that 1.1 acres
Yes.
out over here by the dump. By the
40,000, and they got one that's 0.3 acres over there by across from the church. They want 27,000 for it.
23.
23.
But over here,
I thought that one was the whole lot there. No, it's half of that lot.
Yeah, yeah.
What about the one over here?
I don't know.
Which
There's
one?
for sale on here.
Well, there's, I don't even know if it's for sale. There was a house there originally, right across from where Bo used to live, maybe. Isn't there an open lot there? There, am I off the street? I'm off the street then.
You're talking about up there where Austin has that a vacant lot up there on George?
Yeah, probably.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
Austin.
over here by
yeah, Austin-
where that yellow, I live in that yellow house that they've got there. They pushed it in
Maybe.
by the funeral home.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like catty corner of the funeral.
That's Austin. That's
Yeah.
Austin's lot.
are they trying to sell that at all, or?
I don't think he's
I
trying
don't know.
to.
Just nothing there. Because I've been thinking about those.
He has that one, and he has the one next to F. Oswald.
I mean,
But and then they have. I mean, there's lots of empty lots around here. And I mean, there's lots of lots that are nice lots, but they are not worth what they're asking for. No way, no way, no way. You don't even get that much for a lot in certain parts of Kansas City,
Oh, I know.
so there's no way they're going to get that much in
That's like lakefront property right there.
without a lake.
Without the lake.
It's like that
Get
Jimmy.
the view
What's,
of the school.
that's like that song. Let me show you oceanfront property,
Yeah.
Arizona.
In Arizona. Hey.
I'm glad to hear that we've got some information on the equipment. And, I mean, because we want to get you something to work with. You're doing a great job with what you got, but I think if we give you the equipment that you need to work with, it's going to make your life a lot easier, and it's going to help the appearance of Effingham because you can go out and do the stuff that needs to be done. So.
You know what?
I had lots
How
of
do you
plans
know
for that, and they all fell
one
through.
bite
I
at a
realized
time?
it wasn't
What?
for those lots for sale.
Yeah. We get a big building wood. But let's start with equipment. Next year, we can look into your shop. Right now, I'm just happy to have equipment that has AC. I cannot tell you that. When I get equipment that has AC, it'll change things. Because we don't even know if the heat works in anything.
Yeah.
Max doesn't know because he wasn't here all winter. So he's like, I don't know if the heat works. And I'm like,
Probably, well, since it wasn't maintained, I can tell you that.
that's gonna suck.
You're gonna have leaves and spiders blowing out at you.
Get your parka,
Yeah.
extra good snow boots.
We bought rain suits.
Oh, yes, they did. They did.
Yeah, so we work when it's wet outside.
That's
one of the
good.
worst things is when I'm getting rained on. So I bought a rain jacket.
That's
I
smart.
won't.
You
I
need
have
rain
to,
boots?
I have to
No,
bite my mouth.
we got a room. So.
Oh, there you go.
I have to bite my tongue on some things here. So.
Being recorded.
That's why I'm biting my tongue.
All right. Anything else?
I make a motion. We adjourn the meeting.
Can I get a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?